Hi, my name is MAKASY. Hopefully you saw last week's video. I tried something new, just like a way to show off a new piece that I just got. Can't do too many of those, people will catch on to my tricks and jokes, so I have to use it sparingly. So as the title and thumbnail suggested, we are talking about the material of this beautiful, beautiful leather Bauhaus jumpsuit in stretch lambskin leather that was done in the south of France. I mean, you guys knew this video was coming. I'm dealing with the new leather, new blend anyway, so you know this video was coming. So do a quick intro and then let's get started.
'Cause baby, if your love is in trouble, baby, if your love is in trouble, baby, if your love is in trouble.
So before we start talking about this particular blend of leather and how they stretch it, blah, 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 I would like to tell you how leathers are made so we can be on the same page.
Verarbeitung zu konservieren, werden sie sorgfältig eingesalzen.
When the hides arrive at the tannery, they soak in water for 24 hours to remove the salt that kept them preserved on their journey. Then they are de-haired and limed, a process that prepares the skins to receive the tanning substances. Leather makers add the hides along with the tannins
che usiamo per l'acconciatura è il tannino, che è di origine vegetale.
to this large wooden rotating vessel known as a drum. The hides stay here for 3 to 7 weeks to tan. Once the hides have been removed from the drums, skilled artisans inspect each piece. Depending on the final product, the leather can be retanned, dyed, or greased. This process is known as fat liquoring. These 3 procedures can be done to adjust the elasticity, softness, or color of the leather. The tanned hides dry on hooks for several days in a special environment-controlled room. After it's dry, the hide goes to the staking machine, where small hammers repeatedly pound the leather to make it softer. In the end, the leather is trimmed, measured, and packaged. Artisans take pride in the natural markings and differences that prove the leather's authenticity.
Once again, I am not a leather expert. I am simply a very, very curious consumer. If I am incorrect anywhere, please correct me in the comment. I will agree with you no matter what, because, I will always assume that Ninja Assassin 457892, they probably know more than me. By the way, I know that talking about material is not the most entertaining of videos, not the most exciting thing in the world. You and I both know, you and I both can agree that styling video or pickup video or unboxing or talking about a particular trend, roasting someone, roasting celebrities, those videos do a lot better numbers wise, but I love talking about materials, specifically when it comes to leather. I love researching about it. I love just sharing that knowledge that I have accumulated with you, even if some of the knowledge is not that well researched or well thought out. Again, just a very curious consumer, but I used to think that people wouldn't like these sorts of content. I'm very glad that some of you have messaged me telling me that you do enjoy it too. So it has reinvigorated my wants and my needs to continue to make more of these kind of videos. So thank you very much. Okay, so hopefully you've seen my previous video, and do stay tuned for next week. We will talk about the review. That video is going to be long. Okay, so how we're going to do this is here's what Owens has to say about this material. Just read it for now. If you miss it, it's okay. We're going to break it down one by one, so don't worry. Okay, so earlier I showed you how leather is made. So it's, again, put the stats up: 65% lamb leather, 34% cotton, 1% lycra. So here's how cotton is made.
'Cause baby, if your love is in trouble, baby, if your love is in trouble, baby, if your love is in trouble.
And here's how lycra is made.
When you know, you know. When you know, you know. It kinda makes me laugh. Running down that path when you're good as gold. 'Cause when you know, you know. When you're old, you're old. Like Hollywood and me. The diamond on your ring. The soul that you bring to the table. One that makes me say
Okay, so as stated earlier, this is a stretch leather. Once again, 65% lamb leather, 34% cotton, and 1% lycra. I think the stretch process has given this leather a very unique look and feel to it that I love. I can't say that enough. I love. However, I think it comes at the cost of how thick the leather can be, because comparing this leather to my other lambskin leather, it is significantly thinner, you know, because it has to blend with the cotton and the lycra. I do wonder if the team at Rig could have found a tannery that could stretch the leather out without sacrificing so much material, because the 34% blend, 34% of cotton blend, that's a lot of cotton. I understand the 1% spandex, because you know, you need the property of the spandex to make it stretchy. You want it to be stretchy without losing its tensile strength. Oh, that was so difficult to say. I already said it. I'm not going to do it again. It's a me thing. I prefer my leather to be thick. I prefer my leather to be heavy. I do love the look and feel of it, but I understand that it's probably not going to be as durable as 100% lamb leather. With all that negativity being said, though, I am glad that Rick and the tannery in the south of France, they're pushing boundary and trying to be inventive with their blend of cotton and lycra with the lamb leather to see what they could achieve. And what they have achieved, it's a very, very unique and great leather on the skin. So it feels very good and it looks very good and different. It's not stated in the description, but I believe it is full grain lamb leather. Rick Owens, he doesn't really use a lot of top grain or genuine. He loves his full grain. I don't think they blend this leather with cotton and lycra simply for cost saving. I think they wanted something that those properties provided to make sure that this lamb leather is as durable as it can be and looks and feel how they look and feel, because you know it's not about cost. If it were to be about cost, cotton would be like what, 60, 80, and then spandex would be 20, 30 instead, because those materials are significantly cheaper than full grain, vegetable tan, vegetable dyed. With regard to strength though, I don't think I can speak on it yet. I believe I have to own these for, let's say, a year or two to understand how strong they are. I need to wear it for a long time, so I'll make that 365-day review. Okay, so let's talk about the look of the leather. So the grain, when Rick says it's very fine, he means it. It's very fine, it's very small. This contrasts really well when you see the long lines that are probably veins or cuts or whatever the lamb went through, because we have to remember this was a living leather. It was a living skin. I am not the biggest fan of the look of this leather. It's a bit too fine. It's a bit too small for me. I want my grain to be a bit more pebble looking. I want the pebble to be bigger. I want to see it, because when it's too small, you can hardly look for patterns, even though there aren't any. But I hope you know what I mean. So if you don't, let's put it side by side next to this lamb leather that I love.
Maybe tomorrow you'll know. Maybe tomorrow you'll know.
It's really a matter of preference, not a fact. If you like that better than this, you know, do you. I'm just glad that we have a lot of amazing choices that we can choose from. So while we're at it, let me show you what this lambskin stretch leather looked like to my other leather. I believe I have calf, horse, and lambskin to compare them to.
Maybe tomorrow you'll know. Maybe tomorrow you'll know. Maybe tomorrow you'll know. I mean, join the party. By the way, the party's December 18. Alright, let's waltz this out, cause when you know, you know. When you're old, you're old. Like Hollywood and me. That diamond on your ring. The soul that you bring to the table. One that makes me say,
Okay, so with regard to what this leather feels like, it's a very tactile subject. I'll try my best. I'm getting better, but not where I want to be. I need to learn more words to describe how I feel or how a particular leather feels. So it has this plastic feel to it, but I'm not saying that with a negative undertone. It's plasticky, but it feels buttery. The grain, they're really small because of the time that the leather spent in the drum and from the stretchiness. Let's say you go another example. Let's say you go car shopping. When you feel the leather seats of a Mercedes, it's very different from a Camry. They're using two different material, even if they both stated as leather, but it's two different material. So now this is where the blend of cotton and lycra comes in. The look, you can't really look at it and see that it's blend, but when you feel it, you can really feel the blend of cotton and the blend of lycra. The cotton more with the inverse side, but let's just talk about the exterior first. You can sense that although it's stretchy, you know that this will be as durable as a regular non-stretchy leather, or at worst, very little differences. So let's say a full 100% is non-stretchy leather, 100% lamb leather, non-stretch. I would say this is about 90 or 95% of that. You feel the differences, but not a lot. You sense that they didn't sacrifice a lot of practical component of the leather to achieve the stretchy look because they blended with spandex. And you saw the video earlier about talking about lycra and spandex. So the property from that material really helps keep this leather as strong as it can be. Okay, so with all that praising done, I don't like that it's thin. I understand why it's thin because a bunch of Frenchies stretch it out and then they blend it with cotton and spandex. But I want it to be thicker. I want it to be heavier. I equate weight to value, which is a bad habit of mine, especially when I'm about to get a kangaroo glove. Okay, so what else can I say? The hardware, so it's just regular brass. I wish it would be 0.925 silver. I think, you know, if you're charging us $5,400, we deserve that. I might try to take these somewhere to somewhere that do these, like to replace all the hardwares on these garments with 0.925 silver. I think that's a great detail. With every leather, there's a particular smell to it. This is why when you enter a really expensive car like a Porsche Taycan or the Mercedes S-Class, whatever it is, you sense that, you smell that luxurious smell from the leather, and we associate that with luxury, and I've been doing that since I was young. So this leather, there's not a strong smell to it, but it is there. It's very faint, but it is there. The smell is, okay, if you would compare it to my horse leather, let's say horse is 100%. I would say this is about a 25%. You smell it, but not a lot is there. Again, I think this is due to the blend of cotton, due to the blend of lycra. You know, it's a lot. They sacrifice a lot because what is it? 34% and then 1%. So you only get 65% of lamb leather. If you live in one of the cities that do have a Rick Owens store, please be appreciative because I am not that lucky. I'm from Boston. I wish I would to be living in New York, Paris, or Milan, whatever, whichever city has a Rick Owens store, LA. I would be really, really happy to do that, so then I can just go around and feel the material. That's a lie. I probably wouldn't feel that confident to just go into a Rick Owens store and just start feeling things without buying. So even if I were to be from those cities, I probably wouldn't take advantage of it. So if you are from one of those cities and you don't have this anxious brain of mine, go to the Rick Owens store. Just feel the material, just smell it. It smells incredible. Or, you know, just go, if you own a Mercedes and you drive it, go in there. It smells very similar. Overall though, with the leather, I love the feel of it. I find myself just running my hand through the leather a lot whenever I wear these, or just when I pass by it from my closet. I love looking at how small the grain are sometimes, but I wish it would be a bit bigger. But I appreciate that they're so small because I know they stayed in the drum for so long. So I appreciate the extra work that was done to this leather. Everything about the look and the feel, overall, they feel great. I am a bit concerned that the leather are stretched and they're blend with cotton. I don't know the longevity, I don't know the strength. We will find out together, but you know, what if the blend and the process of stretching is just merely elongating the lifespan, but it still sacrifices a lot of tensile strength. So I won't know until a year or two from now, which will be interesting. Hopefully I don't have any opinion on it, so I'm hoping it stays the same. I'm hoping it's as durable and that I'm being ignorant when I say, oh, it's stretched leather. It's probably not going to be as durable. So I'm hoping I'm wrong here. I do intend to wear these and baby them a little bit because they are expensive and I really enjoy them. I really enjoy leather product. Whenever I wear my leather goods, I tend to take care of it more. If I were to wear this Bodhi jacket, I probably wouldn't care for it as much as this. And I am a bit more careful on top of the price tag. This is my first stretch leather, so it's a new avenue for me, so it's a new feeling. The biggest compliment I can give this leather is that I have had such a good experience with the stretch leather, with the 65%, 35 cotton, 1% lycra mix, that I look forward to owning more piece with this particular blend. Similar to when I got my first Guidi boots, it has made me fall in love with the horse leather. Interior, it's a bit interesting and confusing. So on Essence, where I got it from, it says calf skin on the interior lining. But on Rick Owens' website, it doesn't say anything. From owning it though, I believe it's the cotton. I think the 35% cotton, it's on the inverse. 34, whatever it is. The cotton is on the inverse, because although it feels like leather, you can sense that it's not fully leather. It's not like suede because there's no fuzzy finish. So I think it just more of the 30%, more of the blend of cotton is more on the inverse, and then the 65 and the 1% spandex is on the exterior. All right, so my opinion on the interior, it feels really good on the skin. It has this dry feel to it, but it's not suede-like. I haven't done the water test on it yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit scared because the material feels as though it's suede. I know it's not, but it feels as though it's suede, or if it is cotton, they take in a lot of water. So when water touches suede, when water touches cotton, it's not good. But the exterior, I'll show you the water test now.
When you know, you know. When you know, you know. It kinda makes me laugh. Running down that path when you're good as gold. 'Cause when you know, you know. When you're old, you're old. Like Hollywood in me. The diamond on your ring. The soul that you bring to the table.
And with regard to color real quick, so the inner lining, the color is a bit charcoal or gray. I'm a bit iffy on that because on the one hand, I appreciate the contrast of the charcoal to the black exterior, but then on the other hand, it's not uniform. If you look at my TE version, it's 100% fully black, so it looks more uniform, whereas when you see the charcoal, it looks like I'm wearing something else. It doesn't look as uniform. I do need to get better at describing things. I do need to get better at describing smell, taste, feel, because I want to be one of those YouTubers. I want to be one of those food YouTubers that they're really good at describing the taste. I want to get that good at describing leather, describing tactile subject. There's room to improve, and I will get there one day. The more I do it, the better I will become, and I'm ready to put in my 10,000 hours. I want to get really good. I want to be super, super precise. I never want to use the words like, you know, it feels like that, or like, hey man, just go out, go feel your car, go to the mall, feel this bag. I want to get to the point where I know exactly what words to use, and when I say it, you guys know exactly what I mean. But yeah, this is the end of this video. I am very, very excited to show you the review video next week. At this particular junction, I haven't really finished the script yet, so I got a long way to go, and then I have to film it. I still have a lot of B-roll to do because I really want to thoroughly test out this jumpsuit, because it's a new avenue for me. It's a new type of leather, so I get super excited whenever I get something new. It's crazy to me that I'm at a point in my life where I can afford Rick Owens leather products. I never thought I would get here. When I was in high school, I never thought I would own the Geo basket. So life is very surreal. Life is a bit uncertain. The future is a bit uncertain. I never thought I would get to this point. I never thought I would make YouTube video. I wanted to become a YouTuber, but I never thought I would do it. And I never thought I would feel proud of what I put out. So feels good, feels good. I'll see you guys next week. I don't want to ramble on. If you let me ramble on, we're gonna dive into absurdism again. So my name is MAKASY. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.